What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another horror movie that you can watch on Netflix as a movie review here on the channel, and this one's called Cobweb. And have you ever had cobwebs in your room? Have you ever had spiders, like, make webs in your room? You know, very Halloween-y, very aesthetic. But this movie was quite strange. It was quite different. It wasn't what I was expecting from a movie called Cobweb, and having someone live in the walls. I don't really have much else to say in this intro, so I'll quickly move over to Google and see what Google has to say without any further delay. So this movie is called Cobweb, and it did come out in 2019-2020, and you can watch it, I do believe, on Amazon, Netflix, Google Play, and also YouTube if you do have any of these subscription services. And it has a 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb, a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 4.3 out of 5 on Amazon. It is 1 hour and 29 minutes and is a horror mystery.
Young Peter is plagued by a mysterious, constant noise from inside his bedroom wall, a tapping that, as his parents insists, is his imagination. After his fear intensifies, he starts to believe that his parents are hiding a terrible and dangerous secret.
So how the story actually goes is with, obviously, this family moving into a pretty creepy, rickety old house, which has a pumpkin farm in the background, and coincidentally, Halloween's coming up, so they are making a profit and selling these pumpkins to the neighbors' kids, so then they can carve some pumpkins. Peter is an outcast in school, like every other Peter that we know in media. Peter Parker, Peter Pan, Peter Quill, all outcasts. And, they're here. He tries to get to sleep. He hears a tapping on the wall. His parents say it's a rat. He goes to sleep again. Hears a tapping on the wall and a voice. So he shits himself, goes to his parents. His parents are like, nah, mate, it's just your fucking imagination. Shut the fuck up. And he goes to school and he starts drawing these terrifying pictures of, someone asking for help in his room. So the teacher's like, hey, hold up, what the fuck's going on here? Let's go to his house and ask his parents. The parents are like, hey, why the fuck are you coming to the house? Fuck you. And then they punish him by throwing him in the basement. The teacher's like, hey, I went to this kid's house, and the other teacher's like, hey, you can't just do that, that's weird, that's creepy, you need, permission to do that, and if he has no abuse marks on his body, there is nothing we can do. So she goes back to his house anyway, like, fuck you, other teacher, I'm gonna do what I fucking want, I'm gonna do my own thing. Anthony Starr is quite menacing here, and he's like, hey, fuck you, get out my house. The banging is just a washing machine, not my child being held in the basement. Child gets free, comes out of the basement and gets put back in his room, and he begins to talk to this figure in the wall who's claiming to be his sister. And they killed a girl who came up to the door on Halloween, and that's why she's locked away, because this girl found out about her. Yeah, he sets it free and kills his parents with rat poison, which is something that actually brought up earlier in the movie, which I thought was a pretty cool callback. And then his teacher comes in, saves him, his bully comes in, gets eaten by his sister, and then they trap the sister in the basement, and then we do a Matilda ending where the teacher and the kid go and live happily ever after together. That's the movie. I'm gonna be honest, I knew there was something fishy, I knew there was something wrong with the girl in the walls, with this girl trying to manipulate Peter here to setting her free. However, it was kind of 50-50 because the parents were still quite abusive and were still quite creepy, and you know what? If your daughter was this weird fucking killing monster machine, you would be quite fucked up in the head. It would change you as a person. So I kind of get both sides of the story. However, I don't think you need to treat your current child like shit, because that's also how you make monsters, as we've seen with other horror movies. So I don't think anybody in this movie is really good, and the plot twist was cool, But I didn't like how that she was, like, legitimately a monster and could crawl around on the roof, crawl around on the walls like a spider, with spiders in her hair. And there was imagery of spiders all the way through this movie, but, like, I don't think... Sure, she can climb on walls and climb on the roof. A lizard can do that. Like, you know, I don't think that's, like, too much of a spidery power. And, you know, I would have liked it maybe more if she used her hair like a web and tangled people up in it, which could have been cool and just added some more creativity to it and been more spider-like, like they were trying to go for with this villain. She had a pretty big head with pretty, like, sharp teeth. She did not look human at all, and I don't think trapping your daughter in the walls and not feeding her for however long she didn't get fed for, because I refuse to believe they fucking fed her, with how much security they had into that wall, with, like, the lock, the key, the fucking big-ass clock in front of it. Like, there was no way they were getting in there to regularly feed her. So she was living off bugs and insects. And again, that's not very nutritious, that's not very filling, that's not very healthy. So she's some kind of demon, and she will have died at some point. But oh well, let's not think about the logistics. I wasn't a huge fan of the monster after it was revealed, I'm gonna be honest. I knew that it was gonna be something, like, not true to what they were saying, but being a monster, I don't know, it took away all the sort of fear factor for me. Like, I have said countless times, with horror movies, I prefer it when there's a mystery, and I prefer it when it's realistic, and it's not like this monster or a demon, because that's not realistic, that's not scary, that's more action type. Like, I don't know if I've watched too many horror movies and I've just come, like, immune to that, but it's just not scary when this big old monster comes out. I thought it was scarier when it was the parents who were being very secretive, very, like, violent, and very, like, ominous towards the child. That built up a very good mystery, and it built up, like, this really good tension and atmosphere around the family dinner table, and we are seeing it from the boy's point of view, and obviously children are quite young, easily manipulated, easily sort of fooled and tricked, because their brains haven't fully developed and shit like that. But, like, you know, seeing your parents in this different light after hearing this voice in your wall is really creepy, and having nightmares as well. That nightmare jump scene where the parent was, like, scary and was, like, running towards, like, the kid and then stopped and then pounced out the darkness, that genuinely shit me up. I knew it was coming, like, it was predictable, but it still shit me up this, like, the same. And that's great, that's impactful, that's good horror. I liked that. That was cool. I know it was a dream sequence, but, like, you can get away with a dream sequence being scary, because it builds on, like, the perspective of the character and seeing how he actually views them, as well as how it can just expand on their, like, aura and, like, how we perceive them as well. It's just really well done. I think it's a great horror movie with great... I was going to say CGI, but then I remembered the face of the monster. The monster's not that great. Like, the prosthetic makeup on the parents when they're in the dream sequence is really good. I like that. The monster isn't the best CGI. I think the bullies got what was coming to him, not gonna lie. Breaking into someone's fucking house to, like, beat the shit out of them, that's next level fucking shit, and they have fucking balls for doing that. Like, when I was watching that bit of the movie and seeing them actually fucking have the balls to break into someone's house, trash their shit, hunt them down, and try and beat them, that shit's insane. That shit's fucking psycho, and they got what was coming to them, because that's not okay. That's not something that you can just go and do. Like, that's fucking wild. I just feel bad for the kid in all this because, like, the parents were keeping him in the dark and scaring him and gaslighting him to be like, hey, there's nothing in your walls, it's just your imagination. It's just your crazy, wild imagination. There's no monsters. What are you talking about? A sister? You don't have a sister. You're just being silly. Stop being silly. Stop telling your teachers you need help. What the fuck? Do you want them to take you away? Like, that level of gaslighting is fucking insane. Like, I don't know how you'd go about and tell, like, kids that your sister is a fucking menace to society and a literal demon, and she's the one that killed the little girl, and we're covering it up. I don't know, I feel bad for the parents. I feel bad for the kid. Like, the parents didn't need to die. You know, they didn't, like, need to be fed rat poison, because that's a fucking brutal way to die. That's a brutal way to go. But there was very good music usage here, and very good tension being built up, and I liked the silent moments because they were really drawn out, which made you sort of stand on edge and give you, like, the sort of hairs on your arms, like, stand up on end, because it was genuinely really, really terrifying seeing, like, the parents try and, like, chase you and sort of pin you down. Like, again, it's realistic. Like, this kid is way smaller than them, and they are faster and stronger, and the mum trying to, like, the mum didn't look like she really wanted to do any of this. It looked like the dad was, like, completely pulling the strings here, because when he was coming out of the basement, she was, like, shaking, crying, being like, hey, I made you cookies, please forgive us, like, we only do this because we care about you. And it kind of seems like she has, like, a duality to her, where she, like, doesn't want to do this, but then she also sees why they're doing this, and she just doesn't want her son to end up like their daughter. If it even is their daughter, I don't know if they were just lying or not. I don't have a fucking clue. But this movie was decent, and if you haven't seen it, I do recommend that you go check it out for yourself. I think it is a solid 6 out of 10 movie, and with that, I will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.